Hello students, myself Rakesh Misra. This is very important video for class 9th and for class 11th students. So be patient for few minutes, and there is a very important concept on board. The cell, the unit of life. Cell, the unit of life. Why it called the cell the unit of life? What do you mean by the unit of life? Listen carefully. For class 9th student, it will be the chapter 1, and for class 11th student, it will be the chapter 8. So both students, please be silent over the board, and one by one I will clarify whatever the important concept related to the chapter cell, the unit of life. It is the whole chapter in class 11th as well as the class 9th student. There is no any such topic in class 11th and 9th. That is whole chapter. So be silent regarding the cell. You are well familiar with the cell. Cell, there is a many ways cell can be defined, but keep in mind the simple and very short definition of cell is the unit of life. Very short definition. And what do you mean by unit? The little most components of the system is known as unit. For example, in your home there are several bricks involved in the formation of wall. Later wall form a room, and then the room later form the home. There is the little brick. Every kinds of building blocks are actually depend upon the little bricks. Similarly, our body has many bricks, and that unit of the body is known as cell. I hope your concept regarding the bricks as well as the cell is clear. Overall building is made up by several walls, several kinds of roof, and each rooms and walls are made up by little most unit, and that unit is known as brick. Over there our body has many smallest unit. There are millions of the structural units are held to form the structure of our body, and that unit is known as cell. So cell may be defined as cell may be defined as structural and functional units of the living body. Structural and functional units of our body, or maybe the living body. Why it called structural units and why it called functional units? There are two different terms. As you all know, our body has several kinds of structural components. For example, organ, tissue, organ system, etc. If you magnify each organs or tissue, you will find they are actually related to tissue. So without tissue, there is no any assumptions of without cell, there is no any assumptions of the tissue, and without tissue there is no existence of organ and organ system. So every kinds of terminology related to organ system and tissues are actually aid with the cell. Cells form the structures of our body. That is, suppose that you can see my finger, it is exist because of having several cells involved in the gathering of our hand. That's why structure means the structural components of our body is made up by cells. That's why our cells is known as structural units. Why called functional units? What about the function? Life's phenomenon, that is the respiration, digestion, nutrition, every kinds of the important life's phenomenon are begin inside the cell. That is related to the cell. For example, respiration. When you inhale the oxygen, immediately you exhale the carbon dioxide. There is no any magic. There is no any magic. What happened? When you inhale the oxygen, then the oxygen actually react with the glucose molecules, and where? Inside the cell. And then glucose get degraded into carbon dioxide, water and energy. That carbon dioxide actually eliminated through your nose, and that's why the functions of respiration overall perform in the cell. That is known as cellular respiration. Nutrition, excretion, reproduction, and every kinds of our body is related to the cells. So cells are the functional units. I hope your concept regarding the structural units and functional units of cell and their region is clear. Now back to the second point. Why called structural and functional units? I think this definition, this heading should be cleared. So first heading for the chapter cell, the unit applied for class 11th student as well as for class 9th student. There is the definition. I think definition is over. Why called for what? Why called for the structural and functional units. Third heading is study called. The study of cell is known as the cytology. Cytology, the branch of biology that deals with the study of cells and their structure, is known as cytology. So I think cytos means related to the cell and logos means the study. I think your concept regarding cytology is clear in the previous classes as well as the previous different video lecture. Now back to the father. Father for what? Cytology. Listen, father of cytology was Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke. Why Robert Hooke? Because Robert Hooke was the first person who invented the cell. That's why the father of cytology was Robert Hooke. Don't be confused. Related to the Robert Hooke. Listen carefully. Now the historical views, historical perspectives of the cytology. That is the historical perspectives or historical views of cytology. That is in the ways of discovery of cells to the different components of cells. There is the many years, there is the many different kinds of different scientists as well as the philosopher involved with the discovery as well as the structural and functional explanation of the cell is time to time. So one by one I will describe what are the important events in which cells and their components are discovered and explained. Listen carefully. Don't remember, there are so many biologists involved with the discovery as well as structural explanation of cell. But keep in mind, you should learn only 5 scientists up to NEET examination, up to NEET and higher level examination. The 5 different scientists and biologists need to learn and their contribution in the cytology, in the study of cell, that should be learned. बहुत सारे साइंटिस्ट आए गए और सेल्स से रिलेटेड बहुत सारी थियरीज दी, आगे पढ़ते भी जाएंगे आप स्टेप बाय स्टेप, बट आपको इन्हीं 5 साइंटिस्ट पे, इन्हीं 5 बायोलॉजिस्ट पे वन बाय वन फोकस करना है. सबके कंट्रीब्यूशन के बारे में यहाँ पे आपको क्लियर बता दूं. लिसन, 1665 it was very old age, that is the era of the microscopic discovery. Microscopic discovery was around the 16th century, and at that time Robert Hooke discovered the microscope and see, and actually there are so many compound, there are so many complexity are actually found at that microscope that can be seen only the very little object, and that can not seen the very microscopic object, that can be seen only the very simple type of microscopic structure. They are not able to see very complex type of and very tiny microscopic structure. They are only view for the, they are only for the views of the simple type of object that can be seen in the microscope, which was prepared by Robert Hooke. Actually Robert Hooke saw the comb shaped structure when he cut the very fine piece of cork. रॉबर्ट हुक जब कॉर्क सेल को, कॉर्क को एक बहुत फाइन पीस काटे तो उसको कॉर्क शेप स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे देखने को मिला, कॉर्क शेप स्ट्रक्चर. He saw the cork shape structure, that is the cork shape structure, and that was actually the comb, honeycomb shape structure, honeycomb shape structure. So when the Robert Hooke cut the thin slide of cork cell, cork tissue, then he find the honeycomb like structure, and that was actually emptied. That was actually emptied. So what cut by the Robert Hooke? The cork. In which part of the plants he obtained the honeycomb structure? The cork, that is the plant has the cork, cortex, cork cambium, so many tissues are held in the plants. So he actually take the cork, a piece of cork, and make a thin slide and find the honeycomb like structure, and that comb like structure are actually later termed by Robert Hooke as the cellula. Cellula means the empty empty sac or pouch. Empty pouch, empty space. Cellular means the empty space or space, and that was actually later termed as the cell by Robert Hooke. So on the basis of cellular, that is the space, the Robert Hooke termed the that honeycomb structure as the cell, and that cell was actually the dead cell. That cell was actually the dead cell. Keep in mind. So actually the Robert Hooke discovered the dead cell, but he was first see the cell. Before Robert Hooke, no one was actually able to saw the different kinds of this structure. So Robert Hooke was the first scientist who saw the cell in form of the honeycomb, in form of the dead core-like structure. Actually, overall, the cell was discovered in 1665 by the Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke was well familiar with the book Micrographia. Every kind of the structural explanation was done by Robert Hooke in his book Micrographia. Micrographia. तो ये एग्जाम में आते हैं. माइक्रोग्राफिया बुक है रॉबर्ट हुक की, जिसमें उस सेल और अपने डिस्कवरी के बारे में सब कुछ मेंशन किया. नाउ बैक टू द एंटोन वॉन ल्यूवेनहॉफ. Actually, the cell that was discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cell, and first credit to see the live cell was actually to the Anton von Leeuwenhoek. और एंटोन वॉन ल्यूवेनहॉफ ने लाइव सेल किसमें देखा? स्टार्टर ऑफ टीथ. When he saw the yellow color layer over the enamel of teeth, then he take a blade and scratches out over the teeth, then collect the starter of teeth and see the microscope, under the microscope, very tiny microscopic organisms, and that organisms was actually bacteria. And you all know bacteria is unicellular, so the live cell was first discovered to credit to the Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Anton von Leeuwenhoek associated with the discovery of live cell. The cell that was discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cell, and the cell that was discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek was actually live cell, and that live cell was from the starter of teeth, and that was actually consist microorganisms, bacteria, and amoeba gingivalis. You are well familiar with the gingivitis, that is actually causes several kinds of infection to the teeth region or gums region. That was actually through the microscopic organism, that is the amoeba gingivalis, and related bacteria. So actually the teeth, the living cells was discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek was nothing the bacteria. Bacteria is the living cell, and that is actually unicellular living things, that is the prokaryote. Later I will describe about the prokaryote and eukaryote, but you need to know, you need to clear your concept. The discovered cell that was from the Robert Hooke was the dead, and discovered cell that was from the Anton von Leeuwenhoek was the live cell. Now back to the Robert Brown. After some time, Robert Brown in 1831, after some time, it means a long gap between 1674 to 1831. After long gap, Robert Brown saw the very special kinds of things at the center of cell. He saw the very special kinds of things at the center of cell, and that was later termed as the nucleus. Nucleus. So during his study, during his observation, Robert Brown saw the very microscopic structure at the center of each cell that was actually related to the nucleus. So the nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. That was actually in the orchid root. Orchid root. So from which root, from which plants did the Robert Brown discovered nucleus? From orchid root. You should mind it. Now back to the next, Purkinje. In 1839, after 8 years of Robert Brown's experiment and his discovery of nucleus, Purkinje was scientist who discovered the protoplasm, jelly mass-like structure between the cell wall to the nucleus. The emptied cell wall, actually the emptied cavity was filled by the jelly mass-like structure, and that jelly mass-like structure was nothing, that was actually the protoplasm. So who discovered protoplasm? The Robert, that is the Purkinje discovered the protoplasm. So what is protoplasm? The jelly mass-like structure seen by Purkinje in 1839. That was nothing, the protoplasm. So I hope your concept regarding the protoplasm discovery, nucleus discovery, live and dead cell discovery is clear. Now back to the Rudolf Virchow. Rudolf Virchow actually discovered the capacity of cell division. He saw a cell can be divided into two and more than other daughter cells. He saw a cell can able to divide itself into two and later into many other cells, and that cells was actually known as the daughter cells, and the cells that give rise the daughter cells are known as parental cells. And he derived the very important terms in biology, that is omnicellular ecellular. Omnicellular ecellular. Omnicellular ecellular means every cell has capacity to divide to form the daughter cells. Every cell has capacity to form the daughter cells. Every cells form the cells, that means the daughter cells. So omnicellular ecellular may be asked in examination. You should care of regarding the terms and their proposal. The proposed by Rudolf Virchow in 1855. It means around 1831, around 1839, and around the discovery of nucleus and protoplasm. The Rudolf Virchow was the scientist who gave the omnicellular ecellular terms, that is associated with the cell division. It means every cells divide itself to form the cells, new cells. Keep in mind, I hope your concept regarding the definition, why called structural and functional units, the father of cytology, study card of cell cytology, historical views, and these 5 scientists who are well popular in the discovery and in the explanation of cell is clear. In next video lecture, I will give you the different other idea related to the topic cell, the unit of life. Thank you.